What's up YouTube, ATB here. I'm really excited to present this game. It's definitely what you kids would call a banger, or whatever it is you guys are calling it nowadays, certified banger, whatever. It features me against Jocas on a map that has contested comm towers, and not to mention he's Javier and I'm Rachel, so I think you can see where this is going. Basically, the towers become mini HQs in a way. You artificially win if you capture them, and he also can't clump up his units too near the towers, otherwise he just loses to covering fire. So it just becomes like a minefield for my opponent here. It's one of my most followed games ever also, so chances are you've probably already seen it, but I'm here to cover it anyway, so without further ado, please enjoy. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to try and cover the game a lot. I'm going to try and make the video a lot shorter and cram as juicy knowledge as much as I can into a smaller time frame. I've been watching a lot of Gotham chess and I've been inspired by his commentary style, but although he does it for chess, I'm going to try and do the same for Advanced Wars by Web. But the thing is, of course, Advanced Wars, you have way more moves, you have to move like 20 units per turn, blah blah blah, whereas chess is just like, oh, they moved their pawn to e6 or whatever. So yeah, it will inevitably take longer, but I'll try my best to cram it up. I don't think like 2-hour videos is what I want to go for anymore, so okay, so yeah, of course these moves are all forced, nothing much to cover here, although there is one thing to say. This infantry comes down here and captures, he wants to go for this comm tower early because he's Javier here. He had fears of like me interrupting him, I think, which is why he ran down here and went straight for this, and like this basically doesn't give him the most efficient capture phase in this area. Over here there's obviously only one thing to do, but yeah, that's what he's planning to do over here in order to get this comm tower uncontested, and then he can just like make up the difference later. I just do my cap phase as normal. I don't really care about going for the tower early because I'm Rachel. And here comes the tank. The tank is on its way to interrupt this. Okay, now it's his turn, and I believe he just says, you know what, fuck this, I want that comm tower, and he just forgoes his cap, loses funds so that he can secure this down without any worries, and then he builds a tank in order to defend himself. Okay, my turn rolls in here. I go get the base, of course, nothing to do here. This, I think, is the most efficient capture phase. Here, I could have gone for the airport a bit earlier. However, I was more interested in just getting a bunch of funds over here, building as many units as I can over here, and then going for the comm tower, because my ultimate goal was to go for the comm tower and the HQ. Like, against Javier, like, the comm tower is basically a HQ in both sides. So if Javier gets both towers, he can go down a ton of value and still win the game. And obviously the HQ is the same story. So if you can get Javier's tower, you artificially win the game on the spot. So this is what I was going for here. Okay, it's his turn here. He obviously gets his precious tower. He comes over here, he does his cap phase. His cap phase is a lot behind now. He's lost like 1 or 2, 3 cities due to the fact that he had to come over here and get his comm tower as fast as he could. I roll in, do my cap phase as normal, getting the maximum funds from my weak side over here. I go for the Neo tank as well. I just immediately go balls to the wall. I just want to put threats on this comm tower and take it back as quickly as I can. And if I can at least threaten it, just threatening it in and of itself will cause him to react and cause him to build units here, which means he doesn't build infantry, which means his cap phase gets delayed by a whole ton, which was my initial goal here. I know that I can't really take the comm tower, but I can threaten it, which causes him to lose value. Okay, yeah, and he has to respond with a Neo tank. He can't just go infantry now. This is a threat that has to be it has to be respected. So now he goes back and gets the city after all. Yeah, I'm way ahead. I'm way ahead on the capture game here. So I come up here, I buy a medium tank here, I buy an infantry here because I need to get these cities. I could have bought the medium tank here and would have gotten here a little bit quicker, but I desperately needed to capture these cities. I actually struggle to capture these cities for the whole game now. So yeah, I actually moved my tank into the center here. I thought, well, if I could just claim the center, I can then threaten to defend my tower and also go back and attack his tower. So I was very happy with this, and I also knew that because I'm Rachel in this matchup really wants to get 1-for-1 trades. So basically Javier, whenever he trades in this situation, because he's not the guy who has the superpower, he's basically a day-to-day CO, whereas Rachel is a superpower CO. So the closer both COs are to superpower is turned in favor of Rachel. which means that 1-for-1 trades are not good for Javier. Javier, if he's trading, he wants to actually win something. He only wants to take engagements if there's actually going to be something gained from it, and he needs to have something to show for it when the superpowers come. So that's why I claim the center here. I know his tank cannot come in the center. It cannot sit on the city. It cannot go here because I can attack it and trade it 1-for-1. And that's just good for Rachel. So I was just hoping he comes into the center here with his tank. He just continues his cat phase just like I do. And yeah, he brings his tank in here. So as soon as I saw this, I'm like, yeah, I'm attacking this. I mean, even though he has better defense than me, I can still get, because I'm doing the first strike, it could be like 7-7 or whatever. That's basically a 1-for-1 trade. It's good for Rachel. It's small, but it's still good for Rachel. That's just what the matchup is saying. So my turn comes in here. I'm pretty sure I attack this tank. If I don't, yeah. If I didn't, that'd be pretty dumb, because that would contradict everything I just said. And I even get a good luck roll here, so I actually end up winning a little bit. He can attack me back here, but then I'm gonna bring this guy in here now, of course. Yeah, like this. So now he can't even retaliate with his Neo tank, because then I'll just wall up his Neo tank. And then he'll not only be trading 1-for-1, he'll actually be losing engagements. And you definitely don't mean to be doing that. As Javier, you need to be winning in the early game with your day-to-day, bullying Rachel as much as you possibly can. If Rachel is even when the superpowers come, that's really not good news for Javier. Okay, continues the cap phase. Here we go. Okay, he's getting close to his airport now. It looks like he's finally gonna get it. He's gonna get it within like 2 turns and buy air units within 3 turns. I'm gonna be buying mine in 2 turns. So yeah, that gives me like an extra turn of buying units that he's not going to be able to buy, and he's going to have to use anti-air to deal with the air units, which sucks for him. Okay, yeah, he front switches his tank over here. I don't think this is a very good idea, because he needs it over here to defend this tower, which is what I'm like. My units are just like, you notice they're just slowly creeping onto this tower. I know he knows that I want this tower, but he still sends his tank over here. Yeah, I don't know, but like, he does end up threatening these cities over here, which you'll soon see. But the thing is, the tower is just so important that the cities don't even matter that much. Okay, so my turn comes along. I keep capping up here. I want this guy to come up here. I believe all my infantry have got jobs now, so they all know what they're gonna do. So now I just start building units only. I don't think I build infantry anymore. Any infantry I just build now is just because I didn't have enough funds to build anything else. Yeah, I bring all my units in here. I'm just creeping in here. I'm getting even closer to his tower. Alarm bells should be going off in Jokass's head right now. So, because he knows I want this tower. He knows that if he loses the tower, it's pretty much the end of the game, artificially the end of the game, because he has nothing to show for it. It would just be like an even position, but Javier's down a tower. Well, it's not even even, actually, because he lost a bunch of money in the cap phase and took a hit here. So, yeah, he really cannot lose this tower as Javier. He would not get it back afterwards. Because not only would you not have your day-to-day abilities, but Rachel would also be like twice as strong. So, yeah. He comes in over here. Yeah, he decides to play like on the flanks. He decides to play over here and get these cities, which like this would be really good if the matchup wasn't Javier versus Rachel, I believe. If this tower didn't matter as much, if it was just like, let's say, I don't know, Rachel versus Rachel, or I don't know, just anyone who's not Javier, then this wouldn't be such a big deal. But in this scenario with Javier, I don't think you should be playing on the flanks. I think you should just be trying to take this tower as Javier, and it just becomes a game of the towers, because the towers on this map are very contested. So it just becomes a game of just like playing around the towers. The cities don't matter too much. You could probably be down like 2 or 3 or 4 cities and still be fine. You'll still be able to build enough units to threaten the precious towers in the center if all the enemy units are stuck on the flanks. Okay. Yeah, he assumes a defensive position here. His defensive position is very, very, very sharp, and it had to be because he moved his tank over here. So now he's down in unit count over here on this front. So he has to be extremely careful. He has to have a very precise defense in order to defend this. He's basically forced to do that. Yeah, my turn. I believe I start capping the last of my uncontesteds over here. All I need to go do now is cap these and then threaten the tower, and that's basically my entire game plan. I also have control of the center, which is very important, because central control means that you can just go between fronts and just threaten everything. I was very happy about that. He's playing on the flanks at this point. I'm playing on the front. I know my tower looks like it's a bit like getting attacked, but I'm ready to swing these guys over here and just wipe all this out if need be. I'm not in a rush to take this tower. I'm just constantly putting pressure on it, which means he constantly has to react by building neo tanks and whatnot over here, which escalates the fight onto my strong side and his weak side, which is ultimately good for me. It's just positional stuff. Yeah, he's gonna get some cities over here for sure. As you can see, I haven't really got much in this area to defend it. So he goes hard. I think he's going a bit too hard over here. I think some of these tanks should be over here. These tanks, if like some of these, like he just needs like 1 or 2 of these guys here, maybe two, yeah, like 2 tanks and an artillery over here, probably be enough to secure these cities. And then the other guys should be over here. In which case, he could be a lot more. He could be a lot more aggressive in this area. He wouldn't need such sharp defenses. Yeah, but he comes down here and gets these cities, and because I'm focusing all over here in the center, I don't really have anything over here to stop him. So yeah, he's just gonna get some cities. He gets a little bit of compensation, I guess, for the bad position. Although I would rather have the central control over these cities any day. I'd rather be down like 2 or 3 cities, but be able to make most of the threats, because Advanced Wars is all about making threats at the end of the day. Whoever makes the most threats wins the game, and I'm that player right now. Oh yeah, I think this is the turn where I blundered some tanks. But yeah, so yeah, now I know he's gonna build air units because he finally got his airport, so I go double anti-air. And he finds like some really precise move here. So yeah, he gets the cities over here. He covers it all with the artillery and a tank, which I think is a little bit overkill, to be honest, because I think just putting the artillery behind some infantry would have been enough to stop this. But yeah, these tanks should still be over here, I think. So yeah, as you can see, yeah, he kills off 1 tank, 2 tanks, and then he goes here, and then this is now an impenetrable fortress. I literally can't touch any of this because he's Javier. I can't two hit kill anything. Like this Neo tank. If you look on the damage calculator, this Neo tank actually doesn't one-shot this tank. His Neo's one-shot mine, but I don't one-shot his, so I can't wall break, which means that I basically can't follow through with any sort of attack here. I just have to just take the loss. I lost the tanks, oh well. However, it's not a complete loss of value because it gives me that power charge, and Rachel's power is, yeah, extremely deadly. I'll get the value back in the form of power when it comes along later. Yeah, I'm trying desperately to get this city over here. He's got a lot of guys on the flanks, so it's really hard. I don't really want to shift my units over and get these flank cities because I know that the tower is way more important, and I also know that he has weaknesses here because he's got way too many units over here, and he's got all his units on the flanks. So I know that he's weak from the towers, and I've already invested my time and efforts in Tempe into getting this tower, so I kind of have to stick with that plan now. So yeah, as you can see, I'm loitering around this area. I'm being very, like, I'm just creeping around here, hanging around. My infantry's always in range of this tower. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go for this city. Nah, I'm actually got my eyes on this tower, and what I'm waiting for is I'm waiting for him to leave me with an opportunity to jump on this tower, cap the tower. Then he can't interrupt it because I'll block it off with, like, I'm looking for some sort of tactic in order to block it off so he can't interrupt it with anything. And then he's gonna, like, obviously come in and get a bunch of free hits on me, destroy my stuff, but then I make up the difference by using my power. My power will come along, do damage back to him, and then I will be left with the tower, and the value will be, like, maybe, even if it's, like, kind of in his favor, it's really not that big of a deal because having the tower, having Javier's tower is just so good. You can make up the difference later. Yeah, and this is why I go for this, and not only because I want to interrupt this this cap here, but I'm just sacking these units off to get some charge, because the more charge I have, the more of a threat on this tower that I have also, because that means I can just go cap it and block everything off, and then he also can't put all of his units in one spot because he always has to respect the missile. So yeah, that's why I'm okay with these sacks over here. I really don't care too much about these flank cities. I care about getting this tower and then just, like, then I can just pull the game back slowly, because he'll never be able to get the towers back, because in order to get the tower back, he would have to cram his units around the tower, and then he just gets covered with meteors or missiles or whatever the hell Rachel is firing at our opponents these days. Okay, yeah, so look at this. This is massive alarm bells for my opponent. He really should not be sending this Neo tank down here to interrupt this infantry, although it looks like a very nice move because you just kill an infantry off for free and stop this cap. This would be a very nice move if it wasn't a Javier matchup. I think if this was like some other COs, then by all means, yeah, go to get this. It's basically free. But he really needs to defend this tower in this case. So yeah, he comes in, he takes the city, he plays really solid over here. I mean, of course he's gonna destroy all my stuff. He's just got so many units over here. Like these units, I knew they were all they're just getting thrown into a meat grinder, but I'm perfectly happy with that because it gives me my precious charge. The Rachel missiles are gonna be very deadly here. And yeah, I think right here I have the opportunity to cap. Yeah. This is the turn where I go for it. Yeah, here we go. Now things are getting interesting. We're not just being positional anymore. Now it's getting really interesting. Here we go. So covering fire comes along. Bang, 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 bang. Just completely annihilates this side over here. I'm able to just come in now and just, yeah, now this side is completely toast. All this is toast. And then, yeah, all this I'm doing here was very carefully planned in the move planner. I don't know if he missed this or if he thought it would be okay and he could get the tower back afterwards. I think he just missed it. I think because if he had not missed it, if he knew it would have been okay, I think he would have left his Neo tanks up here. The fact that he moved his Neo tank down here tells me that I think he missed this like tactic. If this Neo tank was like up here, then this wouldn't be possible. This would not be possible. He would have just enough. I wouldn't have enough resources to block this off. But because this Neo tank is now out of position for a turn, I am able now to just block this off. There's no way to interrupt this cap now. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I looked at this with the move planner like 20 times before I did it. I am like 99.9999999% sure there is no interrupt on this. So yeah, I go for it. And this is basically his HQ. It's basically his HQ. The game is basically over if I cap this, although it won't be an immediate game over. It'll be like a slow game over, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I go for this central city too, because why not? I feel like I'm winning at this point. Even though he's gonna he's gonna smack the hell out of me now. I'm basically sacking half my army here. I'm sacking all of this stuff. It's in arty range. It's in Neo tank range. He's just gonna come and get a bunch of free hits on this. I'm in his base range, but I get the tower. So that's what makes this game extremely crazy. The fact that I'm able to just sack half my army in order to get this tower. It just shows like how much you can go down against Javier to get his tower. So yeah, so he uses tower power here, but he kind of has to because he's going to lose his tower, so he might as well get tower power now while he actually still has his CO abilities. Yeah, so he can't kill this, and this Neo tank could interrupt this if it wanted. It could come in and kill this, but this medium's in the way. So yeah, it's all carefully planned out so that there's no way to interrupt the cap. And he can't interrupt it, and he sees that he can't interrupt it, so what he does is he just goes for as much damage as possible on my guys, and he moves his infantry into range so that he can attempt to cap it back afterwards. I think this is what he was doing. I think he saw that it could be lost, but he didn't think it was such a big deal because he had a ton of units, and I was going to lose a ton of I was going to lose like basically my whole army for it. So I think that's why he felt comfortable allowing me to cap the tower. But I disagree with that. I think the tower is basically a HQ with Javier, especially when it's this contested, and especially when your opponent is Rachel, so you can't really cram your units together to take it back. Yeah, so he retreats here. Okay, so now, boom, I get the tower. But so now so I have the tower now, but I'm down a ton of value. I'm down in cities, so I'm down 6k income. I'm down like a bunch of unit count as well, almost 10 units, although there are a bunch of zombie units over here, but 1 2 3 4 5, yeah, if we take these out of account, the unit count is basically the same. I'm also down a ton of value. So I've basically, what's happened here is I've sacked like half my army in order to get the comm tower. So now the next few turns. This is gonna show you why it's worth it. This is gonna show you why it's worth it. I don't even need these cities here. It'd be nice to have them. I'm gonna try and get them, although I don't actually need them. They're kind of more just of a distraction of anything. So now what I want to do is I want to just take 1-for-1 trades. Again, I just want to trade like this, for example, 4 HP off of his medium for 4 HP off my medium. I just want to take 1-for-1 trades everywhere, and then our values will stay the same, but because I'll get my superpower and he doesn't have any abilities at this point because he's lost his tower, the supers will equalize the value eventually, and then I'll have both towers and I'll have the unit value, and then it's GG. So this is my plan at this point. I just want 1-for-1 trades with him, and I just want to not lose my entire army to his. Obviously he's got more guys. So yeah, whenever I see 1-for-1 trades, I take them. So like this tank on this tank. Yep, this anti-air kills this copter. He's gonna kill the anti-air, but like it's an anti-air for a copter. Yeah, the copter comes in here and hits this because it's uncontested anyway. And also, I really want to kill off his infantry. If I can just exchange these infantry for these infantry, I'll be so happy. Because that means he has nothing to cap the tower back, and it buys me time to get my super to destroy all of his units. Okay, now it's his turn. What he needs to do here now is he needs to not get 1-for-1 trades. He needs to actually win stuff. He needs to actually show that having more units is better, because this is what he's been riding on this entire game. So now he has to make up for it by just using all of his units to kill me. If he can't do that, he loses the game. So he comes in. Yeah, he desperately starts trying to cap this tower with his 6 HP. I'm very proud of this move that I did where I sacked this infantry in order to take 4 HP off this guy, because now it takes what, 6, 12, 18, it takes 4 turns to cap it with this infantry as opposed to just 1. I don't even need to interrupt this right away. Now I just want to like kill these infantry off. If I can trade this infantry for one of these guys, I'll be happy. Yeah, he comes in, he gets some okay engagements here. Although it was very hard for me to find something that didn't get me annihilated straight away, but because I did, it bought me just enough time in order to get my power. Because like I've almost got my power again. Like it just charges up so fast in high funds, and because I knew that, that's why I was so comfortable sacking half my army. Because I knew that I was going to get another power and equalize it later. And now he's basically forced to be aggressive and try and get the tower. He can't just hold back and like chill on his flanks and whatever. He has to come and do that. So he comes, he pulls back here. Yep, he is infantry. He doesn't care about capping these anymore. Nope, he wants to come back now and get this tower back. So, yep, now it's my turn again. What do I do here? Oh, yeah, okay. This is this turn. This is probably the most sharp turn of the game. So, I come in here. Bang, I kill that. This infantry is capping here. I thought it couldn't be interrupted, although he does actually interrupt it next turn. But, I sack a Neo tank here. Boom, this is so I can get some charge. I come in here and I attack this. I come in here, I kill this off. This is just out of range of the bomber. Bear in mind that he can blow up this pipe seam, so his bomber can actually come in 2, 4, 6, 7, and it can hit one of these 2 units, although it can't hit my full HP Neo tank. I'm okay with it hitting one of these, I just don't want it hitting my full HP. I don't actually have a response to the bomber yet either, because he killed off my anti-air because I sacked them. So yeah, I basically traded 2 injured Neo tanks and a tank for his Neo tank, which is an okay trade. It's actually a bit in his favor because he's getting like 3 units for it. But any trades are good for me because the power is just so deadly. And here comes covering fire again, and yeah, he actually made a mistake here. He actually tried to put both 2 missiles here and 1 over here, but because I was able to kill off 2 units here, I had 2 missiles go over here instead of 1, so I did even more damage than what he expected me to do. So now I'm really equalizing on the unit count. He's not up at like 100k anymore. Now he's only up like in fact, he's not even going to be up at all after this turn. So yeah, the more we trade, the more fighting that happens, the better for Rachel in this case. So I'm just taking as many engagements as I can, and I'm coming in as fast as I can. He join caps into here. He's actually going to cap this on the next turn if I'm not careful. He goes for tower shield to get an extra 10% attack and defense, because, well, what else to do? He needs to use his power somehow. he hasn't got any other abilities, but 10 is something, I guess. He's got a bunch of zombie units over here. If I was him, I would put these on cities and like try and heal them up, so that way at least you have something, because these 1 HP tanks can't really do anything. Yeah, he brings his units into here, and he really needs to get this tower now, because the next super that comes along is just going to end the game. It's going to be completely GG after the next covering fire that comes, so he needs to really hurry up and get this. He needs to like be blocking this. He needs to be finding something, anything that he can to get this tower back. If he gets this tower back, he might be okay. If he doesn't get it back before the next covering fire, it's all over. My turn rolls in here. I'm able to finally come and get my own damn cities. These are supposed to be uncontested cities of mine, but like I've just neglected them the entire game. I've just been going over here instead. I guess it's okay that I lost this, because at least I got this one. Okay, so yeah, I take 1-for-1 trades here. Because I've got 2 comm towers now, not only does he lose his abilities, but I've got 120% firepower. So my units are actually better than his units at this point, which is crazy. I've got not only the superpower, but I've also got more powerful units than Javier. So I come in here, I just want to get this one city. If I can get this one city here and get this also, I will equalize on the funds. And equalizing is all I need to do. If I can just equalize on the funds and on the unit value, it's GG, because I would then have both towers and he has nothing to show for it. So yeah, I come in here, I block this. I remember this is like some tactical thing, because I didn't want him to interrupt this cap at all. So I just sack this tank here. So no, well, not only does it block off his medium tanks. So now this guy can't actually come in here and attack this, because this guy's in the way. So it also gives me more charge, and that's what I want. Remember, next covering fire that comes along, GG, it's game over. Lights out. Bye bye. Bye bye, Jokas. Au revoir. So yeah, now that doesn't quite interrupt, but I needed to do that in order to kill this off, because I wanted to just kill. I just wanted to just kill it off. I didn't really care at this point. I knew that if I knew that if he was to attack into this, I would get my superpower and then just get revenge kill everything next turn. So that's why I was able to just move into bomber range here. I didn't really care at this point. Not only that, but my units are all stronger than his, and they're coming in very fast because it's my strong side and his weak side. So yeah, it looks like getting the tower. Yeah, you can see why getting the tower is basically a HQ at this point, because he just has no CO abilities, and he's up against like one of the most like deadly superpowers in the game that's coming every other turn. Okay, so what to do here? I'm pretty sure there's no interrupt on this city. I took a hit here, but I'm perfectly fine with that because I want my power anyway. Yeah, he comes in and he decides, all right, screw it. I'm just going to attack him like crazy here. He uses tower shield again because, well, 10-10 is better than nothing, I guess. He kills off this guy. He does as much damage as he possibly can to my units, but the thing is, he's grouped them all together, and I've got my superpower. This is really gonna hurt. Oh, he's moved this into range of the base as well. That's not good. And yeah, I believe this is the turn that just ends the game. So he thought that both missiles were gonna hit here. If you go in the move planner and look at this position, you'll see that both missiles are targeted here. But once I move this medium tank, and once I move this infantry, now in this position, the missiles land here. So I do this, and kaplow. Look at this value. And I haven't even started attacking yet. So I go in, I kill that off, I kill that off, I kill that off, kill that. I retreat here because I ain't got anything. Kill this off. Kill that off. Kill everything. Like this is. There's no hope of getting this tower back at this point. It's gone. There's no hope of getting this now. Not only have I got both towers, I've basically equalized on the funds as well. I'm going to equalize on the next turn with the funds, and I'm also up in unit value now. So the game is over. It's over at this point. But he does fight on a little bit. He tries to attack over here and like maybe put a threat on this tower because he's got these two medium tanks. But I really quickly send defenders in. So he saw a little bit of hope, I think, and he probably tried something. He probably was hoping I was going to blunder something back. But I was very confident at this point. I was making my moves at this point like pretty much instantly. I wasn't using the move planner at all. I was very confident. I knew I'd won at this point. So I just build a fighter. He's got 2 bombers, yeah. And Neo tank here is pretty good because it can go to either front. Infantry here because I want to cap these. I just kill these off. I'm just fighting here. Even though I'm in his base range, I'm overextending a little bit. I really don't care because I've got both towers and he has to take extremely good trades in order to win anything here. And yeah, even if I take slightly bad trades, it doesn't matter. It's still good for me because I'm getting closer to my next covering fire and he's not getting anything because he's got no powers. So there's really nothing that he can do at this point. It's just over. So yeah, and then I just set up a wall of defenders here. I make it so that he has no threat on anything over here. I'm just gonna front switch some of my guys over here and just defend everything and then just like set in stone the victory. He comes over here trying to be sneaky with some cities. He comes attacks some more. He's got 2 bombers here, but I really don't care because I'm just gonna send my fighter over. What do I actually do here? I just keep attacking. These trades that I'm taking are maybe, I mean, they're okay. It's offset by the fact that I've got both towers, so I'm getting good value from these. This whole area is basically covered by my fighter. I kill off his infantry as well, so now this means there's just no way he's capping this. Even if he gets good trades, doesn't matter. He's never capping this. And now I actually do the same thing to him, which he did to me earlier. I create a wall here, this exact sort of formation wall that he created on me here at like turn 10. So now he can't attack into this because he hasn't got enough firepower. So this is like a nice little revenge thing. I felt good about this. And yep, he kills that off. He uses tower shield. He doesn't care. I don't think he cares anymore. Like he's just losing a bomber now for a 7 HP Neo tank, which is not worth it because the fighter comes in. He kills that off. Yeah, great. Yeah, I mean these are actually pretty good trades for him, but it's just not enough because I get covering fire now. And like he can't take it anywhere. He can't take a covering fire here. He can't take it there. Anywhere it hits, just hits him so hard. Here comes another covering fire. Look at this. Kapow! All those units just get massacred. I come in here. I take some more trades. I make sure that my units with the higher HP can't be hit. I come down here. I'm capping his cities now. I'm gonna slowly move up here to his HQ as well. I bought this APC because I want to just go for his HQ now. I'm trying to make as many threats as I can, despite being ahead. Yeah, all his units die here. He's got no response to anything. The Neo tank is blocked off. There's literally nothing to do. I built a pipe runner just to taunt him. Like, are you gonna resign? Yeah, are you gonna resign yet? Like, I feel like you should resign. Here's a pipe runner. And yeah, I think he resigns. Yeah, he sees the pipe runner. He's like, okay, fine. GG. Anyway, that was a prime example of the tower, Javier's tower, basically being a HQ, and him having to defend it. Like if you're Javier, you kind of have to treat your towers like HQs, because once you lose all your powers, like your opponent can sack like half their army, and they can still beat you because Javier's just so weak without his towers. Anyway, guys, let me know if you like this style of video. I tried to cram like the whole thing into about 30 minutes. Let me know if you prefer this, or you prefer for me to just go into more detail and make the hour-long videos. Let me know in the comments below. And yes, please subscribe also. I've gotten the watch hours. All I need to hit now is 1,000 subscribers. So if you could please just hit the button, which is it's over here, I believe. Over that way. Oh, no, it's this way. It's this way. It's this way. Hit the button that's over there. It's free. It'll make me very happy. Please hit that button. And yes, leave a comment letting me know what kind of style videos you like, because I'm going to be pumping out more of these videos. Even though I'm in Japan right now, I'm not home, but I do have quite a lot of free time. So yeah, I will be pumping these videos out when I get a chance. Nothing's going to stop me from making Advance Wars content, because I love this game. So yes, thank you all for watching very much, guys. Peace out.